Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Of course, Election Tuesday, creating this sense of tension all across the district as we inch closer to that day.
We're watching as more downtown businesses are boarding up and law enforcement is gearing up. Our reporter Mario Carbone live tonight at the West End Library where voters were casting their ballot today.
Marielle, you spent the day talking to voters. How are they kind of feeling and anticipating the whole Tuesday?
Well, Susan, there is definitely that sense of purpose from voters. They know their why and what they hope the outcome will be for the election next week. But on top of that, there is that general sense of unease as we get closer to Election Day. In the final days of early voting, district voters all have their own reasons for stopping by the ballot box.
It was really driven by the presidential election for me.
We have housing on the ballot. We have fair elections and democracy on the ballot.
Number one would be the president.
The district, the backdrop to Election Day, with security preparations well underway.
I'm a little nervous. I mean, I'm worried about the fate of our country.
Downtown businesses are boarding up windows ahead of any potential protests. And extra fencing is now in place around several federal buildings, like the Eisenhower Executive Office building. All of it sparking a general unease.
Our nation is in an extremely vulnerable time, especially in this time between the election and January 6th.
Voter Patrick Burrett is hopeful things remain peaceful. But already this week, a man arrested at Freedom Plaza, accused of vandalizing this art display, which mocked former President Donald Trump in his comments about a white supremacist march in Charlottesville, Virginia. The piece now gone.
We've seen things go down before. Hopefully we don't see any shenanigans again.
MPD is increasing its presence through Election Day, working in partnership with the D.C. Board of Elections.
You wish that the political process wouldn't result in some of the things that we have seen when it comes to elections in recent years.
You just heard from there, Sarah. She says she is remaining optimistic through Election Day. Chris and Susan, early voting here in D.C. You can do it tomorrow and Sunday. Those are your final chances for early voting, of course, until Tuesday, where you can vote on Election Day. Reporting live in the West End, I'm Marielle Carbone, D.C. News Now.
All right, Meryl, thanks. Just another reminder for times and deadlines to cast your ballot for Tuesday's election. In Virginia, you can vote early until Saturday. On Election Day, polls will be open from 6 a.m. till 7 p.m. Voters in D.C., as you can hear, can vote early until Sunday. On Election Day, you can cast your ballot between 7 a.m. and 8 at night. Early voting, it's over in Maryland. You can also vote at the polls from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Election Day. And when we're not on air, you can always keep tabs on all things election related by going to our website, dcnewsnow.com, and searching for our voter guide.
Now to a controversial election mailing here. It has caught the attention of Maryland's Attorney General. Take a look at the letter, which includes the person's voting history you see right there on the left corner. And it says that the details are being sent to neighbors as well. Some voters say it feels a bit like intimidation.
Yeah, DC News Now's Max Marcilla joining us live here in studio tonight. And Max, we're learning the Attorney General is not taking legal action.
No, he's not. And the reason why he says that is because of what he heard from the organizations responsible for those flyers that you just saw on your screen. Now, that organization says they will not contact voters after the election to report on whether or not they or their neighbors voted. And yet still, this has created some annoyances for Maryland voters just days until the election. Each mailer slightly different, but all with a similar message. Remember, who you vote for is private, but whether or not you voted is public record. What was your reaction when you opened your mailbox and saw that letter?
I was mad.
Mike Walls didn't shy away from sharing his frustration about the letter he got 1 week before Election Day.
We're watching your voter record and we'll be getting in contact with you later to let you know we're watching your voting record. It's like weird mob shakedown vibes.
And he wasn't the only Marylander irritated.
It doesn't matter if I vote Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter if they're a Democratic or Republican. It's just a very intrusive thing.
It's what sparked Maryland's Democratic Attorney General Anthony Brown to send this cease and desist letter to the Voter Participation Center and the Center for Voter Information. That's who made these mailers. AG Brown said any action that intimidates prospective voters will not be tolerated. But the organization responded saying the letters did not violate any state or federal law. Their response reading, stating it's not intimidating or threatening to promote voting by discussing neighborhood participation rates and stating that the records will be reviewed after the election, though they also promised no new mailings, no post-election day outreach. But Walz says this campaign was just not right.
It's already contentious and weird and dangerous and important out there, and someone just thought, you know what we need? More chaos.
Now, the organizations also took issue with A.G. Brown saying that their organization was texting voters, which it says it has not been doing. Now, they also say they'll continue to encourage voting in what they call a constitutionally protected and legal manner, which they say was their goal throughout this entire campaign. Live in the studio, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
Just one of many things we're paying attention to. Max, thank you. Happening tomorrow, former President Trump is having a rally in Southern Virginia. It's in Salem, where his supporters say they're surprised that he's visiting so late in the election cycle. Political analysts say it could be an opportunity for Trump to increase support for those down ballot races. Meanwhile, Democrats are planning both a counter rally in Salem as well as an event in Roanoke at the same time.
All right, let's get a first check on your weekend forecast. Meteorologist Brittany Ward in for Janessa tonight.
Oh, again, we are seeing no rain and just a clear weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be gorgeous across the entire DMV. The only difference is, guys, we are tracking a cool down. So we're not going to be seeing 80s this weekend. We're tracking more like 60s in the forecast. So overall, you want to have that jacket, especially when heading out tonight. There's a live look there at the Capitol Dome. Notice the camera is shaking. Still seeing those light winds, but they're not as breezy as what we saw earlier today. We'll continue to see a decrease in our winds as we head through much of the evening. Winds right now sustaining at about 14 miles per hour in the nation's capital, 10 as you head over there to Hagerstown, 5 miles there in Kaiser. But those temperatures, they're still on the warmer side here in the nation's capital. Looks like we're sitting at 73 degrees right now. But notice as you head back off to the north and west, out towards Hagerstown, as well as Cumberland, Kaiser, you guys are already dipping down into the 50s. You're seeing that cooler air work its way across our western counties. That cooler air will make its way into the district as we head into the overnight hours. So check this out, your temperature planner. As we head into the overnight hours, we'll start to see those temperatures dipping down into the 50s here in the nation's capital. Then we're tracking 40s as you are waking up early Saturday morning. So keep it here. Well, a full look at your weekend forecast coming up.
We have new details tonight of 3 teens shot last night in Virginia. 2 of those boys still in critical condition tonight in the hospital. This happened in Arlington outside the Whitmore apartment complex just hours after trick-or-treaters came through for Halloween. Today, police were taking photos of the scene and also gathering evidence. People in that apartment complex telling us they're shaken.
Look, we ran to my window, we looked out, we saw someone running over in those apartments over there. And then we came down to the lobby and everybody was just, it was hectic. Everybody was running around, people were screaming and running and doing laps around the lobby.
Well, this is not the first shooting in this area. Police believe last night's shooting could be connected to another shooting last month. DC News Now's Randy Bass with much more coming up at 9:30.
Now to the district where a woman was ready to go shopping, instead is carjacked. And she says it was a child who was threatening her, take a look, with a gun. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live there on 14th Street in Southeast. And Daniel, walk us through these terrifying moments.
Well, Susan, I talked with this woman tonight who said she entered this Safeway parking garage just before 6:30 Wednesday night, expecting to get groceries, but instead found herself the victim of an armed carjacking by kids. When the victim, who we're not identifying for her own safety, entered the Safeway garage, she saw 2 kids up to no good.
I thought they were just going to break into cars and steal things. No way did I think that they were going to steal my car. They just looked too young to be that big of a threat.
She parked, popped her trunk to get her grocery bags.
And then turned around and there was one of them, the taller one, pointing the gun at me and said, "Give me your keys." So I tossed them in the air to distract him so I could run. I wanted to save my wallet and my phone.
Watching from a distance, she says it took them a minute to drive away. But before they did, she ran back up to grab these 2 pictures.
The youngest one looked between 10 and 12. The older one, no older than 14, I would think.
So far this year, there have been 431 carjackings, 71% involving guns, and of the 122 people arrested, 59% are juveniles.
There's a reason that the carjackings are high, because kids are getting away with it. So what do you do to dissuade the children, and they were children, from doing this?
While the numbers are still high, DC police data shows year-to-date, carjackings are down 48%.
If there's no punishment or circumstances for your actions, then citizens will just continue to be mugged, robbed, carjacked. So I hope that this will draw attention to it. I hope that somebody who's in a position to make changes will do so.
Now, if you do know who those kids are, or you know where the car is, you are asked to call police. There is a $10,000 reward that you can get for any information that leads to an arrest and conviction of anyone accused of a violent crime in D.C. We're live in Southeast. Daniel Hamburg, D.C. News Now.